Yo, it's good. It's Chosen SC, and I'm back with another video. And this video is just about honoring our agreements, our contracts with ourselves. Honoring our word and just staying true to who we are in the midst of chaos, in the midst of confusion, and in the midst of transformation. I feel like sometimes we can give ourselves too much grace in the sense of where we don't complete the things that we set out to do within a day-to-day basis, and this is because of our comfortability. Not putting ourselves in discomfort, not allowing ourselves to branch out into different opportunities within this world, and just staying stagnant to what we know as familiar. And it's about honoring yourself and honoring the messages that you give to yourself, being true to yourself, and just whatever you say that you're going to do something, just do it. If you create an agreement with yourself, just stay true to yourself. And this is a video for me just as much as this is for anyone watching. And this video is just about just honoring your truth, honoring your truth and living in your truth every day, being consistent with your truth and just honoring who you are. I feel like not only is our life important, but our life is the only one where we can truly be a beacon of light and form and illuminate the path for others. We cannot live through other people. We can only live through ourselves. We have to take on an active participant role within our life and actively create vivid creations within our life. Why did we come here if we did not come here to create? Life is about creation. Life is about love. Life is about illustration. Life is about just doing what makes your soul complete, doing what makes you whole, understanding that you will forever be whole, but it's about the expressions that you give to this world. I feel like we look for external things to make us whole when nothing has ever made us whole but ourselves. We were always the missing piece because we were looking for the missing piece in someone else. We were looking for the missing piece in something that held no substance, when it was truly within us. We hold all the value within the world. All the value within the world, all the knowledge, all the wisdom is all located within ourselves. It's all located within our internal world. But what's the use if we keep looking for the outside world to validate who we are? What's the use if we keep looking for everything outside of us to learn about ourselves when we can go from the source? We can go to the source and really just learn about ourselves. We got to honor our relationships with ourselves and honor what we say that we're going to do within a day-to-day basis, and not just on a day-to-day basis, but be consistent in how we appear to ourselves. We can come off as consistent to others, but what's the point if you're not being consistent to yourself? What's the point if you're not showing up for yourself in the best way? So you got to just start showing up for yourself and doing the things that you love. If it's something that you really want to do within your life, just do it endlessly, relentlessly, and keep doing it, because you will never get tired of doing the things that you love. It will only keep building a better relationship, keep building a better connection with love, and keep building a better connection with yourself. This is your life to live, and each and every day you got to reaffirm yourself and reassure yourself of the life that you are living, understanding that if you aren't living in your truth, you can always redirect yourself back to your path. Life isn't about it being right or wrong. It's about just doing what makes your soul true. You don't have to always be right within your life. You don't have to always be right or wrong. It's about just doing what truly makes you you, expressing yourself in the best way. And whether that be in different forms of creating videos, whether it be making art or doing anything that you love, just do it, because you didn't come here to live a limited life. Each and every day we are blessed with the opportunity to wake up and just express who we are, to live our life to the fullest. And we have to give ourselves this capacity. No one else is going to give this to us. We got to stop being backseat drivers within our own life. We got to stop giving the controller to other people and just take control of our own life. We have to play the game of life. We volunteered to join this game of life, but it's time for us to stick up to this path that we have written for ourselves. You got to understand that everything has always been written for you, and it's all about you just walking and aligning to the path that is truly yours. It's not about a matter of if it's going to work out, because it's always going to work out for you, because you have already created this game of life. You are just walking the script that you have created for yourself. But sometimes we can go off script, but it's not really going off script, because we needed these little detours in order to find and recollect the versions of ourselves that we may have lost in other people, that we may have lost in spaces that have never served us any benefit. We had to always reclaim the parts of ourselves that we gave to others and we weren't giving to ourselves, so that we could become whole again. We were always whole, but it's just about just protecting ourselves and also being vulnerable with ourselves, accepting ourselves for who we are, You know, you gotta have radical self-acceptance and understand that through it all, through everything that you do, you always have to live your life and be who you are. You didn't come here to be like another person. So why are you trying to live in a mass mindset? Why are you trying to live in a mass life? You're putting on masks to live up to a facade of a life that was never truly for you. You know, stop people pleasing and just going into systems that have never gave you anything out of it. You know, I feel like we entertain things on a that may seem small, like just fake laughing with other people or fake smiling to other people, when our energy does not deserve that. You know, we deserve to be authentic at every point within our life. We deserve to express who we are. And if something is not funny, something is not to smile at, you don't have to smile at it. You know, you don't have to conform or be submissive to anything that is not truly yours. And it's not really about being submissive, but it's about staying true to your power, claiming your power, and just claiming your abundance. Being so abundant that it is overflowing, that you can fill other people's cups just by you displaying your presence, by you displaying your energy. Is overflowing everyone's cup just as it is pouring into yourself. So you got to pour into yourself, you got to love yourself, and you got to value yourself. You got to love yourself because this is your life to live, and you got to honor the sacred relationship with yourself because this is your life, and you should value your connection with yourself because you are the creator. Peace.